Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of Round 6 at iceHQ for the Pro Hockey League, the PHL. On Friday night, it's hockey night, and we've got the CCM Reservoir Dogs up against the ELWD Snipers. And the ladder positions would suggest this will be a one-sided game, but there's, like always, a few players missing from both teams, which may or may not even the contest up. But this evening we've also got co-commentator Carl Brewer. Welcome to you, Carl.
Thank you, Ross. Delighted to be here again. It's a real privilege to be able to be part of this wonderful Friday night professional league competition we've got running here at iceHQ. I think we're going to see a very interesting tussle. Last time these two teams played, it was a very uneven match. But then the Snipers, I should say, benefited from the addition of a few new players at the mid-season draw, including Michael McMahon. Unfortunately, McMahon not here this evening, but I think some of his lessons and some of the things he's taught to some of his younger defensive partners over the last few weeks, in particular Lockie Chincotta, who's been just improving out of sight throughout this series, will provide the Dogs with a little bit more of a stiff resistance than they had last time. I'm really looking forward to this tussle.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think the other side of things, the Dogs, early days we saw the Dogs get away with a lot of sliding out the back stretch passes, which caught a lot of the opposition off guard, and that turned into very easy goals for the Dogs. The team seemed to have got onto that a little bit better, and they're now cutting off that stretch pass. So that's one way of keeping the Dogs from scoring. But then, of course, there's always the offensive power, which is Jamie Burke, Vadim Vajasov. But one of the interesting things tonight for the Dogs is that they are missing Matt Karana. And it looks like Mac will be missing for the remainder of the year. So a shoulder injury to him.
That's a big hole for the Dogs. But one of the things that you're mentioning about things that have changed throughout the season is the level of physicality of the teams. And when the Dogs started off, they were probably the only team that was actually delivering some hard hits. And it probably took a lot of the other teams a lot by surprise. But they're kind of a bit more match hardened now, and that's making a difference. But everyone's seen Jamie Burke and Vajasov and that quick break and the threat that's exposed by it. And as you say, the defensive players from the other sides are a lot less likely to fall victim to that throughout. Now another interesting little statistic, Jamie Burke, normally fairly high up in the penalty count for minutes. He's actually no longer leading the penalty count. We've now got Daniel Machin, who got 2, 10 and 20 in the last game for some ill discipline.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jamie will catch that.
You hope not.
Well, we would hope not, absolutely, but it's quite a commanding. So Jamie Burke and Matt Anderson were both tied on 16 penalty minutes, but now Daniel Machin's got 50. So
yeah,
it's a lot of penalty minutes in 6 games, and he'll have an automatic suspension for the next game as well for the 20-minute match penalty. So about to get underway in a moment or two. The referees have been pretty tough on back chat and time wasting as well. There was a penalty given away in the last game for a delay of the game at the start from one of the teams not lining up quickly enough, and I think everyone will learn a pretty sharp lesson for that. When the referees are ready and the clock starts, you better be lined up and ready to go.
All right, so it looks like they mixed the lines up a little bit with the missing Matt Karana. So Jamie Burke come out with Ryan Ruddle and Justin Dixon playing his first game of the season. It's great to see Justin out there. It looked like he was going to miss the whole season with a recurring knee injury that he had major surgery on. But he has come out and he has stepped onto the ice to get ticked off so that he does qualify for finals, because they believe he'll be ready for finals come 4 weeks' time. So he jumped on and took on the wing of the face-off and jumped off, and Vadim Vajasov jumped back on. So here's Liam Webster trying to push up through the Dogs offense as Vajasov gets it off over to Burke. Burke spin around, slap shot into the slot it goes. Oh, and it popped up. Ruddle just couldn't put it away.
That not go in the net.
Oh boy, it looked like a beach ball about to head straight in, but nope. It was it popped out. So Troy Robertson on the boards, flicks it up towards Ryan Ruddle. Ryan Ruddle throws it down into the corner as the snipers come back and pick that back up through Jeff Hu. Jeff Hu comes out onto the boards to Lucas Subit. He sends it around to Nick Munro. He drops it back to Lazzarotto. Chips up into the back of Nick Munro. But now it comes back out and Lucas Subit gets onto it and sends it behind the net again over to Jeff Hu, and that pops out. Lazzarotto steps into it, but now Nick Munro follows up and he comes through the middle. Alex Koenig, nice little pass back to Corey Stringer, just had a little bit too much on it. Oh, Corey pokes at Jeff Hu, but no call, and back out again to the defensive end, and Kahu Joyce gets across to Carpenter. Carpenter to Kahu again. Kahu over to Koenig. Nice pass, just a little out of the stretch of Kahu as he comes in and uses his body to win that puck back. That's the way Kahu plays. Sam Sweatman, good pressure from Sam Sweatman as a nice shot in by Troy Robinson is sent away into the corner by it looks like Mikey James in net for the Snipers this week, and we've got Dane Davis, the veteran, down the other end. So the Dogs are a little bit of control here with Jamie Burke back to Troy Robertson. He gives it back up to Burke as he comes through the middle. And he'll take a shot from there, you would think. Bit of a toe drag. MJ puts the glove up and knocks it away. And looked like a bit of a stick up high there into Jamie Burke, but not called. Nathan Keisha, nice little push on Troy Robinson. Troy Robinson's not happy with it. He gives him a couple back. And he's pretty happy with himself, young Keisha, as Troy Robinson comes in for a shot. Oh, that would have hurt if he had a scored then. It would have been a bit of lip, I reckon, towards Nathan Keisha. But as it comes around now, Vajasov looks down to Ruddle. Ruddle out to the middle. That's Trevor Leo steps in, throws one on net, but just wide. Burke comes in on Cy Lake, and Cy Lake tries to put it behind the net, but can't get it out. The Dogs really in control here with his puck. They're just going to try and make this work. Vajasov gets it over to Burke. Burke looking for a pass, comes through the middle and throws up to MJ. Oh, open net. Troy Robinson, he puts it to the side, and the net misses over the top into the net, and we are going to have a face-off out the front. So Troy Robinson, bit of an open net there. The defender just couldn't quite finish the job. He just didn't find him. He's never in that position very often. So
there's some passion and heat in this game already. An interesting thing we've noticed is that with the we've got Kahu and Jack Carpenter on a lot of the times. Not at this point in time together as a defensive pairing, but an interesting choice to run those two at the same time. They're both real playmakers.
Yeah, definitely. So you got at the moment you got Ryan Bennett out there with Jack Carpenter as Corey Stringer takes a shot on net. That goes high, comes out to the boards. Lindsay Nash gets it out. Corey Stringer, he gets himself back to pick that puck up over to Jack Carpenter. Carpenter through the middle, and now that's now cut off by is that Lucas Subit. Subit now puts it out, but can't get it out of the zone as the Carpenter gets it out. Here's a chance for the Snipers as Lazzarotto on the stretch onto Davis. Oh, gets it onto his shoulder and puts it into the corner. Nice save. Sweatman gets it back out in the middle, and Dane Davis fixed that out. And now nice move by Jack Carpenter. As he gets that one over to Schumer. Schumer steps over into the offensive end. Nice little backhand sauce over to Koenig, but he can't quite get the bounce on that one. Lazzarotto picks up. He looks up the boards to Lindsay Nash. Lindsay Nash has got Kahu behind him, and he just rests into his back without doing too much damage. Trevor Leo over to Vajasov. Vajasov, nice little fancy move. Comes up through the middle of the rink. He'll carry it over the blue line, steps over. He'll look for a shot. And he comes out into the corner, goes in behind the net. Now just looking for someone to give it to. Tries to get a backhand flick out, but Keisha takes him down to the ice. And now we've got Ruddle. Ruddle gets into Vajasov. Now let's see what Vajasov will do with this one. Source pass over to Trevor Leo, but that now comes out again. Burke puts it down low to Ruddle. Ruddle traps it. Drops it back down to Vajasov. He tries to step around Keisha, but Keisha, well played. And the Snipers get the puck out. So Kahu Joyce now looking to go back in again, but he loses a handle. Josh Van Douwen, well played by him. And he just gets a fairly ordinary shot down into the past Dane Davis, who comes out and plays it. Webster tries to put it out in front. But again, cut off by Vajasov. Great pass over to Jamie Burke on the stretch. Jeff Hu has him lined up as Burke steps around through the middle. Not enough pressure on him. He gets a pass over to Ruddle that slides through. Kahu Joyce. He comes down and looking for Troy Robinson. Cut off by Webster. Well played. He gets a pass out to Cy Lake. Cy Lake has Schumann to contend with as they go behind the net. And Jamie Burke comes around, picks up the puck.
The Snipers at the moment, their defence weathering the Dogs' storm. It's some success. It's the Dogs now with another counter-attack. They have looked very threatening. They've had the majority of the play, but Snipers' defence has held up. So if they can maintain their intensity and just resist the opening salvo from the Dogs, they're in with a pretty good chance. Certainly at the moment, the Dogs with all of the aggression, but that's a bit of an incident in front of the goal. Sees the goals moved off the post, and that slows things down a little bit.
All right.
Got a bit of heat here, Ross.
Got a pig. Yeah. It's certainly a little bit of a meeting of the minds, or a little dance on the boards here with Troy Robinson and Nathan Keisha. And Nathan Keisha laid a pretty solid hit on Troy Robinson that he was not happy with.
Was he? No, he didn't like that very much at all. We had a ringside seat, so.
Troy likes to give the hits. He doesn't like to take. He'll take them as well, but there was something about that one he didn't like. So. As the puck comes around, Sam Swetman with a bit of speed comes up the boards. Troy Robinson, that's what he likes to do, and does it well. So he meets him against the boards. But Alec Koenig gets a puck out to Corey Stringer. Corey Stringer has Nathan Keisha to contend with, and he just doesn't quite do much with it as Keisha wins the puck back. He chips it back up the boards, but Corey Stringer reads it well. Sam Swetman comes to clean up, but not quite the clean that you want, as Chincotta brings the puck out to Swetman. Well played by Lockie Chincotta, and Sam Swetman just takes a step over and shoots it down for the forwards to come and get it. But so Lazaretto reaches around, and now Troy Robinson just comes back and picks it up and looks to settle things down for the Dogs, as Ryan Bennett looks across the middle to Alex Koenig. Had a bit on it, but Koenig couldn't quite handle. Chincotta well played again. He gets it over to Nash. Nash to Swetman. Swetman slides one across looking for Webster, as Webster and Vajasov go into the boards. Well played by Vajasov. Oh, Burke on the stretch. This is that time. Oh, well done to Lindsay Nash. Burke, and great save by MJ. Mikey James just stopped the shot from Burke there. So that was a really good play by the Snipers there to keep that one out.
That's what the Dogs are so dangerous at doing, is that quick stretch pass to Jamie Burke, who just gets away. Yeah, that's it, and it's what they scored a lot of goals with in the first part of this season, and teams seem to be a lot better with it with the Dogs. They must talk about it for sure. As the Dogs look in here, Kahu Joyce steps in and just couldn't quite get it off, as he's met by Robbie Clark. He comes out, and now we have a face-off as MJ covers up. It was a great save by MJ on Jamie Burke on that breakaway, and good pressure by Lindsay Nash as well. So it put him off a little, and couldn't quite shove the puck in the net. It was a very committed back check, that's for sure. They saw the danger, they realised the mistake they'd made, and I'm going to fix this. And it was done. And a little bit lucky to get away with it, but you need a little bit of luck every now and then.
Sure do. So Liam Webster playing up forward, so loses that face-off, or if you call it a loss if it goes backward, I tend to think that if it goes backward, that's the team's win. So Nathan Keisha battling behind the net with Ruddle, and then Lockie Chincotta in there as well with Burke. Bit of pressure from Burke. Ruddle with a shot, sent away by MJ, Mikey James. So again, good body work by Keisha as he tries to keep the puck trapped in there, and Jamie Burke fishing in for it. Comes out to Webster. Webster gets one out to Cy Lake. Cy Lake comes in, and now Keisha picks it up and gets it out of the zone. So now, now that's clear. So Keisha goes back, and Lockie Chincotta looks up the middle, but a bit of a dangerous puck there as Jamie Burke's met by Keisha, and Kahu Joyce takes a shot on up high. Mikey James just says thanks,
save on that one.
Thanks for the practice, Kahu.
Snipers need to be a little bit more conscious of when they are trying to get break out of their zone. They've really got to get that puck out of the blue zone. Otherwise, Dogs are just going to keep piling on that pressure, and sooner or later they're going to slip one through. So they need to be a little bit more careful on it.
You see over on the bench there, this is the great thing that they've got Brent Laver over there as one of the coaches for the Snipers, and he's an educator, one of the best educators in the game. As all the players come off, he's always got something constructive to say to them, and a little tip and a bit of advice. So the snipers will benefit from that, especially the young guys, with Brent Lover being on the bench there, the coaching.
Well, the improvement in this team since they started off 6 weeks ago really has been phenomenal. They've been unlucky on a couple of occasions not to take games away and just running out of legs, but I think it's a totally revitalised team from the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And so here we go again. With the dogs, they're like I say, they're controlling the puck. It's spending a lot of time in the sniper's end, but they're weathering the storm at the moment. But as the puck looks dangerous in front of the net again, and Lazzarotto pokes away from Koenig. Koenig up on the boards and tries to get it out, but Troy Robertson with experience keeps it in. MJ, nice save, and a rebound comes out to Robertson, who gets a shot on, but that goes out wide as well. And now the puck gets thrown out as Ruddle looks across to Schumer. Schumer will have time to step over, he does. And he's looking over to the middle, backhand pass into the middle, but Chincotta cuts that off. And Lindsay Nash brings it back out, but they can't get it out again. Burke over to Carpenter. Carpenter with a shot on, and in front of net, Schumer for the screen and the tip, but MJ, Mikey James, he stops that. And that's one of the things as well. We've got to remember that the first few games, I think the first 3 of the season, the Snipers, they had young Tommy Forrest in net, who did an outstanding job. An outstanding job for a young goalie, but and was peppered by shots.
He had some holes in his armour after that, for sure. But yeah, you're right, Rossi had a perler.
But with MJ, with Mikey James back in the team, it shores them up that little bit more in defence, just that extra experience that in a few years' time, that's what Tommy Forrest will be to an elite team in the country. So,
well, him having the opportunity to play at this high level has got to be awesome for his development as well.
No doubt. So Burke across to Vajasov. Vajasov tries a bit of dance, which he does. Over to Burke. Burke with a shot. Oh, a tip by Ruddle that goes wide. Burke comes back and gets the puck again. Carpenter with a shot, and that goes up high and wide. And now the puck comes out. Webster on his own with Carpenter. So former teammates as they come in. Oh, Webster with a shot on, and that goes a bit wide of Dane Davis as Burke brings it up through the middle, and he's looking for Vajasov. And we've got an icing call on that one as the 2 players racing for the puck. A couple of the dog defenders tried to slide off the rink while that puck was heading down for an icing, but Fraser Olsen said, "Ha ha, boys, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night." You can come back on the rink.
If you're not sure about the rule there, ladies and gentlemen watching this game, you're not allowed to make a line change on a icing call.
On
your
icing.
On yours, yeah. And you've got to stay out and stay tired.
All right, so the Dogs try and bring the puck out, so a chance for the Snipers to do a bit of attacking here with Lucas Subert. Nice little soccer kick out to Lazzarotto. Throws that out in front. Dane Davis plays the puck, but it bobbles around a bit. Burke over to Vajasov. They're on the stretch as, great little pass out to Jamie Burke, but he just can't quite find the net there as the Dogs are pressing, but now Vajasov
unusual there for Jamie to not put that one on the net.
Yeah, it's. Fair enough if MJ makes the save, but it just completely missed. In the corner, bit of traffic in the corner as looked like Koenig there, bring it out to Trevor Leo. Leo brings it back down in behind the net to Ruddle. Ruddle swings one around, but again the Snipers, they've got some numbers. They clear it out through Cy Lake, and now the puck comes back. Kahu Joyce chases back. But we'll have an icing now on the Snipers as
being told to get back on the ice.
so they're definitely.
It's not going to work, boys. So it's interesting to see the lines work that defensive players for the Dogs are pushing up quite high. They're obviously very confident. It does open them up to the same thing which they're famous for, which is if one of the Snipers gets behind them, they've got a bit of an open run, and there's been a few times when they've exposed themselves to that risk, and it's obviously very good confidence from their part, but they've got to be careful. They don't want to give the Snipers a bit of a chance to get their tails wagging.
No, a couple of minutes or 2:40 left in the first period, and as you can see by the shot clock, there's a domination of shots from the Dogs over the Snipers, but they're holding firm. Now, the question is, how long can you hold in this sort of pattern before you really need to try and break yourself out and score a goal or score some goals. So this is the question for the snipers now. They've 14 shots to the dogs, 2 to the snipers, and they're doing a lot of defending at this stage of the game. So again, Keisha bringing the puck out to Sam Sweatman. He looks over the middle for Lindsay Nash, who brings it into their offensive end. He throws it into the corner. Dane Davis comes out and plays it and flicks it around. Nathan Keisha, he's onto the puck, goes across the middle to Chincotta. Chincotta gets a shot on, puck's out in front. Webster doing a bit of work in front. So is Lindsay Nash, but they just can't quite get a good shot off, and Webster turns around and puts one down on net, but cut off by Bennett. Bennett over to Stringer to Burke, and Burke up the boards over to Stringer. Stringer takes a shot. That's blocked by Webster, and Stringer puts it back down again, but well cut off by Liam Webster. The experience there of Liam Webster as Keisha gets the puck back to Chincotta. Chincotta looks up the middle to Nash. Nash, who brings it over into deep into the Snipers' offensive end, but Troy Robertson gets back. Plays it back out again, but only as far as Lazzarotto. Lazzarotto to Chincotta, but misses him, goes through his legs. Ruddle picks up. Backhand source pass over to Vajasov. Vajasov drops it back, and a nice shot by Jamie Burke, but that's saved by Mikey James. Again, Vajasov with the puck, steps around, nice little moves. Oh, and it pops out again. That puck's up high, and Mikey James, another stunt roll save, which we're kind of getting used to from MJ.
I dare say that Jamie will be a little bit disappointed there. He really should have put that one in the net. It was wide open, and he just fanned on it. But you can see they when Vajasov and Burke are lining up and getting themselves ready, and they start to peel towards the weak side of the rink. So
down the last 30 seconds of the first period, and the Dogs will be really keen to try and put one away here. But again, Mikey James up to the task, and 25 seconds, and we'll see if the Snipers can hold the Dogs out for a period, because it'd be a good start to the game for them if that's what they can do. So Keisha brings the puck around. They don't want to try and let the Dogs try and get another shot off. So Burke down low gets a shot. MJ, Mikey James traps it in there, makes a save, and that will see us to the end of the first period. So we'll be back in a minute and do a bit of a recap on that first period, but it's a solid start by the Dogs, but I'd say points to the Snipers on that one.
They certainly held them off. It's good determination on their part. Can't help but feel that they're going to get overwhelmed in the second if they don't get out of their zone and start getting some shots on.
Here we go back for the second period of a very interesting first period. The Snipers holding the Dogs goalless, and that was a very shots-wise, it was dominant by the Dogs. I think it was around 16-5 in the first period. So the Snipers are just going to try and it seems like they're going to try and play a waiting game on the Dogs and make them earn it. So 18 shots to 5 in that first period. So we'll see what the Snipers can do in the second. So Webster against Burke on the face-off. Webster wins at Chincotta. He wins that puck back and then goes across to his defensive partner in Keisha. Keisha up to Rob Clark, who chips it into Kahu Joyce as the Dogs step over. Ruddle with a pass over to Vajasov, and Vajasov a backhand shot and a nice little warm-up save for Mikey James in the second period.
And Mikey's going to be feeling that. It was 18 pretty decent saves, some good shots on, a number of other things that didn't get counted as shots, but certainly made him work. So he's starting to get pretty tired.
He's a fit unit, Carl. He's a fit unit.
We'll see how he feels in the third. I think every goalie will tell you that every time you go up and down off those pads, it's hard yakka.
No doubt. No doubt. So good face-off win by the Dogs back to Vajasov. Gets a shot wide, and Kahu Joyce brings that back down to Jamie Burke. He looks over to Vajasov, and Vajasov has got a broken stick, so he has to drop it and skate off, and that opens up for a bit for the Snipers. And now Nathan Kasha brings that puck down behind the net. He stops and props and then comes back out and sends it back out to Josh Van Douwen. Josh Van Douwen stepping over the blue line. Gets a shot blocked by Carpenter and then tries to chip it back in again, but he's met by Burke and he's got it in his feet. But well done, dug out by Van Douwen, and the Snipers look to attack. But now off they go, the Dogs. So Jamie Burke chips it back in. Cincotta tries to get that. Oh, and Vajasov with a hit on the. It was. I don't think there was any malicious intent with the hit. It was really unfortunate. He was off the boards. No doubt, it's a penalty, and I think he's going to face the 2 and the 10. But it was.
Sniper there head first into the boards.
It was an ugly hit. There's no doubt about it. And like I say, I don't think the intent was there from Vadim.
He's certainly not what you'd call a dirty player by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Pretty unfortunate timing. There's a bit of a danger zone around a rink when you're sort of within about 50 centimetres to 2 metres away from the boards. It's really the danger area in full contact hockey where if you do get knocked over, it's where you're likely to hit the boards pretty hard and get yourself hurt.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. So although the collision relatively innocuous, it has an unfortunate consequence of an injured Sniper. I can't see who it is from here, but we're calling for some help to get him sorted out.
Yeah, they're going to get him up. It's Nathan Kasha.
He's looking pretty groggy. I think he went heads first into the boards pretty hard, and that'll knock his scone around, that's for sure. Again, no malicious intent whatsoever in that collision, but it is contact hockey, and it does sometimes happen that you have an accidental collision that gets a bit of an unintended consequence, and that's what we've seen there is Nathan Kasha for the Snipers leaving the rink. He's on his feet at least, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's certainly a bit worse for wear. I mean, Nathan's he's a young, strong fella, and he certainly looked pretty tender as he came off the rink there. So we wish him well. Hope he's not got a serious injury there, and one that he can get over quickly. But when you collide like that, it's the sort of game we play. It is full contact, and accidents can happen. So we're certainly not suggesting that was any dirty play at all. So the Dogs on the penalty kill. So I don't know what what's their record like, Carl, on the kill.
Let's find out
killed
for you
a few
on that one, Ross. I should have the stats for you, but I don't at the moment.
All right, here we get Jamie Burke on. Jamie Burke trying to steal a puck off the Snipers. Then he doesn't mind a short-handed goal, Jamie. So doesn't mind a goal at all. But so William Webster steps over the blue line. He'll be looking to just hold up a little as the Snipers bring around from Nash to Lazzarotto, back to Nash again behind the net. He goes back to Lazzarotto, goes back to Nash again. So they're trying to get something sorted out here. And Nash tries to shove one in on Dane Davis, catch him by surprise, but he wasn't falling for that. Comes out to Lockie Cincotta. Cincotta over to Webster. Webster just off the toe of the stick. He keeps that in. And he goes for a pass over to Clark over the middle of Lazzarotto, but that goes through him. Cincotta gets it back to Sam Sweatman. Throws one down, but then Cincotta gets back onto it again and looks for a pass across to Webster, but he was on the move. Webster comes back and gets it down to Lazzarotto. Lazzarotto and Trevor Leo do battle. And Leo wins that battle as Troy Robertson then picks it up and clears it out for the Dogs. As Liam Webster comes around and picks up the puck behind the net, and he's looking up up the ice to for an option, but nothing there. So he just says, boys, get out of my way, I'll do it myself. So he steps over the blue line, drops it back to Lazzarotto, and now Lazzarotto tries to get down behind the net, but Kahu Joyce in the way. Webster cuts in, and Lazzarotto now goes in behind the net and flicks one out. Corey Stringer, he's looking for the chip and charge there, and just got cut off, which now is swung around by Bennett. And now Cincotta and Stringer. A bit of a race on for the puck, and Cincotta wins that one and gets it back to Subit as he steps out. And Dogs back to full strength. So Nick Munro steps over the blue line for the Snipers, and Kahu Choice with a bit of a hip check on young Nick Munro there. And now in front of the net, Nick Munro with a one-timer, just doesn't get enough stick on it or any at all, as the Dogs come out through Corey Stringer. And now Jeff Hugh and Corey Stringer in a foot race, and Mikey James says, I'll come out and play it. And a bit of dangerous play there, but he gets away with it. He got away with it. And Subit brings the puck out from behind the net, and he gets that one out to Nick Munro. He throws it down in behind the net, and the Dogs come back in Kahu Joyce, who picks it up and looks up to the Captain Jamie Burke, and he steps over through Rob Clark. Rob Clark plays it well, defends him back, and up against the board, so he flicks the puck back to his teammate in Jeff Hu. He looks for a pass through the middle for Sam Sweatman, but just misses him, and a bit of a bounce around, and Jamie Burke gets it over to Trevor Leo. Leo goes back to Burke. Burke looks up the rink for someone to go to, and looking for a bit of a stretch pass there, and he kind of gets a 2-on-1 with Robertson to Ruddle, and a one-handed poke, but Mikey James was ready for that. Trevor Leo steps up, keeps it in for the Dogs into the offensive end as Lindsay Nash comes around, but Jamie Burke brings it out through the middle, and Cy Lake on Trevor Leo, and now Cincotta down into the corner with Trevor Leo, and Cincotta wins it back, which was well done. Cy Lake tries to get it out, that they just can't get it out at the moment, the Snipers. Now they can, through Cincotta. Nice little play down to Rob Clark. Rob Clark chips, and Dane Davis goes in behind the net, plays it around to Trevor Leo. Trevor Leo looks across and bounces a pass to Schumer off the boards. Great pass, and nice. And he tries to hit Stringer on the open side, but that's interfered with. Stringer comes out to Robinson, and now Sam Sweatman with a bit of foot speed on Corey Stringer. No, Corey Stringer holds him back out, brings the puck out again, throws it down, and that could be an icing. It is. And I am going to catch my breath.
So it's interesting, the Snipers have just picked up at the intensity since that penalty and the injury. I think the Dogs, for a long time, most of their goals have come from the combinations of Vajazov and Burke and also Karuna. But Karuna out this week, and Vajazov in the penalty box for another 8 or so minutes. It's kind of taken a bit of the sting out of the Dogs. And Snipers with a real chance here. They've picked themselves up a bit, got a few more shots on. A couple of nice opportunities.
Yeah, they've just got to, if they can convert, they put the pressure back on the Dogs. I mean, the pressure's on the Dogs at the moment, and when they've got a team that they have, the Dogs, they like to score goals. I think the general feeling, I think they'd rather a 10-9 game than a 1-0 game.
I reckon you'd be right there.
Lots of goals getting scored, meaning players are scoring goals. So
with perhaps the exception of Dwayne Davis.
Yeah, true. So here's Kahu Joyce looking up through the middle. Corey Stringer, nicer pass on to Ryan Ruddle, but he just loses the handle on it a bit, and Lazzarotto gets it out. So now Kahu's going to have to wait for the Dogs to retreat. And now Bennett gets it down to Schumer. Schumer looking across to the middle here, and gets a shot on Mikey James, but that's probably just to get a whistle, because that's all you're going to get from Mikey James with a shot from that side.
So with the Dogs with two of those big playmakers currently not on the ice, being Vajasov and Karuna, that's taken an awful lot of the potency out of their attack, which is not to say it's not existent, but it's certainly reduced its lethality a hell of a lot. So this is going to be the Snipers' real chance, I think.
Well, it's a different look when you got Jamie Berg, got young Alex Koenig and Ryan Ruddle on a line, and it's definitely not the same potency as Vajasov, Karana, and Burke. So
Vajasov with that wonderful stretch pass that he comes out with so many times to link up with Burke, they just do it so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
When that's not happening, that takes an awful lot of the I'm not going to say easy goals, but the goals that the Dogs are certainly famous for.
Yeah. Yeah, so here we go with the in the Dogs' offensive end again, and it just seems like the Snipers are happy enough to just keep getting the puck out of the dangerous area, and then hope for a mistake coming up the other way to pounce on. So the Dogs through Jamie Burke behind the net, throws the puck up, but that's into no man's land. But the Mikey James comes out to play it because the Dogs are going to win the foot race anyway. So against the boards, we've got. The puck out in front again for the Dogs. So Cy Lake for the Snipers brings it around behind into the scoreboard corner. Troy Robinson waits for it, gets a shot on, and Ruddle tries to get a tip, but it comes out to now it's up to Burke at the top, and that hits a stick, deflects up into the nets, and we will get a face-off. So
interesting to see there Jamie Burke patrolling around the blue line instead of going in deep on the attack in that little stanza. Quite sure what's going on with that, but obviously there was a bunch of Dogs in deep, but he was just patrolling the blue line, almost like he was playing a defensive role.
He doesn't see that part of the rink very often, Jamie, in hockey. All right, so the Snipers through Lucas Subert looking to get something happening here. Shot on Dane Davis, puck pops out, but no Snipers in front, but there is a dog in front, so that comes out to Ryan Ruddle. He gets it onto Corey Stringer. Corey Stringer squares up. Oh, he tries to get a puck away, but just loses a handle on it a bit. Trevor Leo meets up with Cy Lake, but Cy Lake gets up to Sam Sweatman. Sam Sweatman with a big slapper from a long way out. Had more time if he wanted it, and now the puck in behind the net. Bit of a fight for the puck here with Jeff Hu in behind there, or is it Robbie? No, yeah, Jeff Hu's in there, and Sam Sweatman pushing around with Troy Robinson, and we've got.
Bit of crowd pleasing push and shove there.
Yeah,
in front of the mob.
I think
very much enjoying the show.
I think we've got one each here for the number 16 of the Dogs and number 11. So Sammy Sweatman for the Snipers.
Sammy doesn't look too unhappy about the situation. I think he thought that was a bit of fun, but I think Troy wasn't so pleased.
No, well, I think Sammy's happy he just came out alive from that tussle. Troy is well known for his physicality when he has to be, but is probably not at this stage.
4-on-4, the tussle now, which will be intriguing.
So Webster, Cincotta, Nash, and Robbie Clark, I think, for the Snipers out there. And Webster wins that face-off back to Cincotta. Cincotta gets a shot on, it's in front, and there's a bit of a hold up there with Bennett and Webster, and now Burke out on the stretch with Lindsay Nash in front of him, and well played by Lindsay Nash as he keeps Burke out behind, and shot on by a bit of a tussle in front of the net, and Mikey James just shuts it down. As
really good defensive play there by Cincotta getting in front of Burke and stopping him getting shot off cleanly. That was some really good quality defence. That young man, he's got a bright future.
Well, I think the focus, and this could very well be the direction from Brent Laver, the coach of the Snipers, is to shut them down. Don't give them easy shots. Don't give them shots at all.
Yep.
And if you come away with a small, every battle is a win in this scenario. So the Dogs will get frustrated more as the game goes on if they can't score. So Kahu Joyce with a shot and a score. If you talk about it enough, it's certainly going to bite you in the butt. So Kahu Joyce breaks the deadlock with a nice shot. That's a great shot.
That's the thing about 4-on-4 is that you get much more scoring opportunities. It's a much more open game on a full-size rink like this one with 4-on-4.
Yeah, that was one of those really, really nasty spots for a goalie of any level, and Mikey James is one of the best, and it just went into that area where he couldn't, it was above in the forearm, or like upper shoulder area, where he just couldn't get anything over to it to get a piece on it to save it. So Kahu Joyce with the first goal of the game, which is deep into the second period with only just over 3 minutes to go in the second. So 1-0 to the Dogs. And
we're still 4-on-4 too.
Yeah. So and that'll
not for much longer.
In about 1 second, they'll be back out.
That'll be the drop of the puck, Ross, and we'll be back to 5-on-5. So a more congested game.
4-on-4. I would have thought they could have jumped out 4-on-4 to make it 5-on-5 at the expiration of the penalty, but I've been known to be wrong once before. And out they come. So 5-on-5 as Trevor Leo keeps the puck in. Ruddle puts it down, scoreboard corner. Byron Schumer, he sends it around to Corey Stringer, and Corey Stringer meets up with Sam Sweatman. I love the way Sam Sweatman's playing tonight. He's putting absolutely everything into it. There's a lot of body. He's not afraid to put his body against the player on the boards to win the puck.
You can also see that he's enjoying the game. There's, I say, a big grin on his face, but he certainly looks like he's having a good time playing this game tonight. It's really good to see.
Yeah, no doubt. So I think Vadam's finished his pizza and coffee.
Yeah, it's not in the box anymore.
No, I think he's hiding behind the pole. He is hiding behind the pole, but he must be. I would have thought he'd be due to come out reasonably soon. So Burke swings around to Robinson. Robinson tries to get a shot on, but well blocked off by Chincotta. Oh, and then Schumer tries to wrap around, but Mikey James says, "Not tonight, young man."
Yep,
so here comes Vadam. So Vadam will be nice and fresh. I reckon he'll be just about asking to pay the last part of this period and all of the next period.
Not suggesting he likes to carry the puck an awful lot there, I think, Ross, are you?
He's a wonderful player. A lot of skill and nice shot by Vadam off the face-off there. And Mikey James up to it as battle on the boards there with Webster from the Snipers. Well done, gets it out. Robbie Clark gets a puck out to so he's here comes Liam Webster down on the right wing. Nice shot on Dane Davis, but he sends that away. And now the puck goes all the way down for an icing. So just saw there Vadam Vajasov and Trevor Leo colliding with each other. And a bit of a bump on the gloves as they went past each other.
A bit of pressure this time on the Dogs with an offensive face-off for the Snipers. Let's see if they can convert it into a puck.
So Lazzarotto is normally pretty good on the face-offs against Burke, and he wins that one back to, but just goes too far for Lindsay Nash. But he chips it back to Nick Munro, sends it back down, and then Dane Davis comes out to play it around, and he fires it around to Ruddle on the boards. And he puts it down, hoping for Vajasov to cut across and win it, but he doesn't. Over to Nash, and Nash goes to Munro. Munro sees the time out of the period. So that's the end of the second period. The Snipers are holding themselves up really well. A great goal by Kahu Joyce in that second period. Sees the Dogs leading 1-0 at the end of the second. We've got a nice cut, and so we'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'm a king of the bits, they never seen this before. I gotta give them the script, yeah, I gotta leave them in awe. You know who they call when it's evil involved. I'm right in the store, the bigger they fall. Feeling like I've been defeating the odd. Hands up like we asking for more. It's go time, it's a goal. It's where my mind is right. I got my both eyes on the goal. I'm turning the top.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates. Fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts. Passion and power. Performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been, and always will be, true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.
I'm a king of the bits, they never seen this before. Woo! I gotta give them the script, yeah, I gotta leave them in awe. You know who they call when it's evil involved. I'm right in the store, the bigger they fall. Feeling like I've been defeating the all. Hands up like we asking for more. Ready to go, time is a goal. It's where my mind is. Right. I got my both eyes on the goal. I'm turning the top.
Nico, good try. Riley! Good try.
script. Yeah, I gotta leave them in awe. You know who they call when it's evil involved. I'm right in the store, the bigger they fall. Feeling like I've been defeating the all. Hands up like we asking for more. Yeah, let's go. Time is a goal. It's where my mind is. Right. I got my both eyes on the goal. I'm turning the top.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates, fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts, passion and power, performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been, and always will be, true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.
All right, here we are. We're back for period 3 of the of game 2 Friday night with the at iceHQ with the CCM Reservoir Dogs up against the ELWD Snipers, and the CCM Reservoir Dogs are up 1-0, but they certainly haven't had it all their own way with the Snipers really putting it up to them defensively. You can see the shot count there, 24 shots to the Dogs, 9 to the Snipers, and Mikey James is having an outstanding game, but there's a lot of pressure being put on by the Snipers, not allowing those big breakaways that they get a lot of, and playing well. So Jamie Burke stepping over Vajasov with looking for a wind-up, but the puck not quite in the spot for him as Cincotta tries to get it out. Bennett puts one down to Burke. Burke protests over Vajasov. Vajasov misses and comes around to Troy Robbins, and he keeps it in. You'll get a bit of pressure from Robbie Clark. Backhand down. Nash drops it down, but Vajasov picks that up and moves himself very nicely around a couple of Snipers players. Back around in the corner. Looks up top for Troy, for Bennett. No, yes, no, yes, over to Bennett. Bennett puts one down low. Lord Papanova and Troy Robertson, the defender. He's been looking for a goal all night, I reckon. He's lurking around, and he finally gets himself in a good position and gets a tip in on Mikey James, and they're the 2 goals the Dogs have got. Mikey James has had no chance.
It's just one of those things that as a goaltender you'd be really cranky about. So there was nothing on that. It was almost a pass into the centre of the centre slot, and just a little deflection. The goalie totally no chance.
All right, so now let's see if the Snipers just keep themselves, keep their composure and try and get themselves back into this game and keep attacking as best they can and keep defending, which is what they did very well for 2 periods. As Lazzarotto brings the puck over the middle, Nick Munro tries to drop one back. Now Corey Stringer on the break with Lucas Subert to beat. Tries to get one across to Schumer, but Subert cuts that off. And now, he got away with that one. It looks like Alec Koenig. Thought it looked trippy from behind, but here we go. Kahu Joyce throws one back down to Corey Stringer in behind the net. He looks to get one out, poke one out, but Schumer comes in, picks it up. Corey Stringer in front. Oh, nice little shot by Alex Koenig, but Mikey James has that one covered.
So it's just one of those kind of really obvious observations, Ross, but Snipers are going to need to score some goals, and at the moment, they haven't really had a look in. They've had very few shots this game. They've only had 9, and most of them were fairly low quality. They're going to have to get more shots up the other end if they have any chance at all. Their defensive wall has been pretty effective, but you need a little bit more than that.
Well, I'm certainly not going to say anything about the shots the Snipers are putting on Dane Davis, because last time I mentioned that Dane Davis might have seen a few easier shots than the opposition. I got a message the next day.
Certainly means someone listening to us.
So Trevor Leo wins it back here as Luka Cincotta looks to move the puck up as now Lindsay Nash puts it into the Snipers' offensive end, and but that's just cut off by Kahu Joyce. Looks for a stretch pass across to Schumer. That's that one that the Snipers can ill afford as Schumer misses the net, and Alice Koenig goes in and does a bit of work, and now Cincotta brings the puck out to over the in the defence to Bennett. Bennett now sends it down long. Lindsay Nash gets a bit of stick on that one, and it goes up into the nets. Into the net. It will be a face-off out of the zone, I believe.
Still more offensive pressure by the Dogs. Their main playmakers haven't really shone so far in this game. We haven't had much in the way of, we certainly haven't had any goals from Vajasov and Burke yet. But I imagine those 2 players will be getting a bit hungry.
Well, 2 defenders that have scored the goals for them. So Kahu Joyce with the first one, and then Troy Robertson with the second. So it's very unlike the offensive plays of Vajasov and Burke to not score in a game. But Snipers doing well. Josh Van Down cutting that one off, and Troy Robinson peeling that one back for Vadim Vajasov as he looks across to middle, but that's again cut off by Van Down. Lazzarotto just out of his reach, but he brings it back into the middle again, and now away they go. So Jamie Burke down the right wing, Jeff Hu with him to contend with, and the puck just sort of sticks on him a bit there, and now Jeff Hu pushes up to Lazzarotto. Lazzarotto, he's going to get met by Bennett, and a shot on, which is held by Dane Davis.
A good shot there from Lazzarotto with that counter-attack, but Burke just not managing to be as effective as he is usually tonight. He's had a big night last night, perhaps.
Well, I can tell you he didn't. I can absolutely assure you of that.
There's just not an awful lot of sparkle in him and Vajasov tonight. They're doing a lot of stuff individually, but just that combination isn't quite clicking.
Well, it's also let's not take too much away from the Snipers in regards to the way they have played them as well. So here's Corey Stringer as he looks across the middle for a puck, and Byron Schumer steps around for the wraparound, but that was well cut off by the Snipers while Mikey James was out of his net a little bit. Schumer behind again and looks to get it out. Bounces over the stick of Kahu Joyce. Nick Munro on the chase, but Trevor Leo beats him as Kahu Joyce throws it back down to behind the net. Lockie Cincotta for the Snipers steps in. He spins back around the other way and buys a bit of time as he looks for a long target, and that misses everything as Robbie Clark gets back and keeps the puck live for the Snipers in their offensive end. There's a bit of battle under the in the scoreboard corner. Nick Munro there having a bit of a dig for it. Corey Stringer pushing him around, and then comes out to Cincotta. Cincotta comes across to Lindsay Nash. Lindsay Nash keeps it in, throws it back down to the corner. Nick Munro. He's met by Trevor Leo, and then Dane Davis covers up, and we'll have a face-off in the corner.
I was particularly impressed by the way Cincotta previously, when Michael James was strung out on the wrong side of the net, Cincotta came across and basically threw himself on the ice in front of the net and kept the puck out. It's a very brave and committed play. He's done well. But yeah, you're right, Ross, not to take anything away from the Snipers' defence. They've done a particularly good job of identifying the threat that Vajazov and Burke provide and mostly nullifying it. They haven't been particularly effective yet, but the game is still going.
Absolutely. So Vajazov steps over the blue line and now thrown out again by the Snipers. A couple of Snipers collide behind the play, Sweatman and Lazarotto. They both seem to be okay. Now Vajazov steps through the middle and does it so gracefully. Over to, nice little puck. Oh, the puck. Troy Robinson puts one over the in the slot, and it just...
Some days it just doesn't go your way.
It was it was saying, hit me in, hit me in. All right, so this Ryan Bennett throws the puck in behind the net. Mikey James comes out, plays it back to... who's that? Lucas Subert. Subert puts it up to Jeff Hugh, over to Josh Van Down. Josh Van Down steps in the middle, takes a shot on Dane Davis. Oh, on the glove side, that made him work for it. Nice little save by Dane Davis there.
I think the Snipers very lucky to get away with that in that instance with that loose puck in the slot, and there's no one there to quite get a stick on it and tap it in the net, because it was there for the taking if anyone wanted it.
As we saw during the week, there's some very big announcements coming out of the Pacific Hockey League with Dane Davis, one of those mentioned as one of the board members and one of the men behind the Pacific Hockey League, which is going to be extremely exciting. So he's looked very different in a suit than what he does in goalie gear from the photo.
Yeah, it's a very well credentialed board that the Pacific's put together.
It certainly is. It certainly is going to be very exciting. So here's Liam Webster stepping over the blue line. Robbie Clark, screen on. Oh, comes off Trevor Leo, but still keeps it wide of the net. There's a nice little work in there by Robbie Clark with the bump on Trevor Leo. Webster brings it out to Chincotta. Chincotta, a nice little shot and makes Dane Davis work for it. Josh Van Down's down in there behind the net with Trevor Leo as they fight for the puck. Kahu Joyce comes in and helps. He gets it out. Nice little backhand out to Alec Koenig. And now Koenig has to just hold things up as he buys a bit of ice, gets over to Corey Stringer as he brings it down and he chips it down in behind the net and looks for a line change. So Mikey James comes out and plays it out to Lindsay Nash, I think it was, to Liam Webster. And we've got a linesman down and he's up again. So Schumer goes in behind the net to... Ryan Bennett, and that falls a bit flat for him as Sam Sweatman steps in and pinches the puck off him. Well done. And was that Kahu Joyce just sends it back into the corner, but Lucas Subert's there and looking to bring it back out in front again. And now the puck comes to Jamie Burke. Jamie Burke steps over with a 3-on-1 as well done by Chincotta as he slides on the ice and stops that puck coming through. And Troy Robinson with a shot that goes wide and comes out to Ryan Ruddle. Ruddle to Bennett. Bennett shot up, and then we've got a whistle on play. As it looked like Subert and Ruddle got a bit tangled there, but no damage done. And we've got a face-off down deep in the Snipers' defensive end.
The Snipers there with some good offensive pressure on the Dogs, and they had a few opportunities. It was a good little stanza for them.
Yeah, so now Josh Van Down sends the puck around behind the net as Troy Robinson comes and meets it, and Nick Munro comes to him, and the puck goes into the corner from a Mikey James save as we head up the middle. Paul Lazarotto looks for Nick Munro, but he's offside. They have to come back in again, which they do. But the Dogs have got the puck, and Lazarotto holds them up there. And Troy Robinson goes and picks it up behind the net and looks to steady things down as he looks up the middle of the rink to Vajazov and just doesn't quite handle that one as Nick Murray. Oh, well done. He's met by Troy Robinson. You just don't try and dangle around an experienced defenseman like that as the puck comes back again for the Dogs, but Jeff Hu looks over to his defensive partner in Lindsay Nash. Lindsay Nash looks across the middle, doesn't get enough on it though, and Kahu Joyce steps in the way. And now, look, Alex Koenig steps across to the, goes round behind the net, looks for a pass out in the middle. Oh, comes to Ruddle, but doesn't quite get onto it, and Koenig gets it back again, drops the pass back to Kahu Joyce. Oh, a nice shot. Oh, just wide of the net on Mikey James there. As Schumer comes back, picks it up, comes back to Kahu Joyce. Kahu Joyce was going to get met by Webster. A couple of teammates there Melbourne Ice teammates that just one didn't want to do too much damage to the other by the looks of that one. As the Snipers now looking to bring it out through Lucas Subit. Subit gets it to Chincotta. Now Chincotta coming down on the puck, and he'll get cut off by Kahu Joyce as Subit comes and helps him out. So Joyce and Subit having a battle for the puck. Comes out to Chincotta. Chincotta just goes for a poke check there, but the big arms of Corey Stringer and the speed as he comes up, shoots. Oh, hits the iron as it swings around. And that is called offside by Andrew Crowther, the linesman. And the iron, Mikey James' best friend in that little flurry of activity.
So an interesting thing, Ross, we haven't seen Jack Carpenter from the Dogs on the ice for quite some time. I can't even see him on the bench. So he's one of those players, again, a great playmaker for the Dogs and a very, very offensive defensiveman. And we haven't seen him for a while.
That's a good pickup, Carl.
Not sure if he's injured or...
Well, you'd think he would be if he hasn't been on the ice for this period at all. Vajasov with a nice little move around the Snipers defender, and then just couldn't quite put it away as Lazaretto meets him behind the net. Troy Robinson, backhand flick up top. Burke in close and looking to shove one in, but Mikey James just bouncing around like a little Energizer bunny, and here we go again with a shot on by Ruddle on the ice, and Mikey James sends that up into the netting for a face-off.
Pretty much a wall there of blue and yellow jerseys when the Dogs are trying to get in on the net and get that shot in. It's just a real committed defence from them. That's one of the reasons why there's only been 2 goals on them for the 32 shots. They're just numbers in front of the net, and their commitment to get back and back check and close up that slots is absolutely superb this game. They've done an incredible job.
Yeah, you just see there on the replay there, Vajasov, who tried to talk Mikey James into pulling his leg away from the post, and he just held it there firm, which made the save on Vajasov. So here's Webster with a nice shot, and Dane Davis had to send that away with a left pad, and now it's Troy Robinson getting up a bit of speed behind the net, gets it out to Jamie Burke. Jamie Burke, he tried to push one up there, but then Vajasov was caught up in a lot of sniper traffic there. I think they chairlifted him out down
Doesn't look very happy about it, does he?
No.
His boys will be getting frustrated. They've done a lot of work and haven't scored any goals.
Yeah. And the Snipers, and here's Liam Webster with a big chance, but he shoots straight into the chest of Dane Davis. But that was a good opportunity for the Snipers.
Ryan Ruddle a bit slow to get to his feet. Maybe just a little bit of frustration there from a play that didn't go the way they were expecting it to. The Snipers have certainly surprised, I think, everyone with the commitment in their defence. It's been a huge effort from them. And they hold out and just keep the score to 2, and can they get a couple more shots on?
Okay, here we go. Corey Stringer, who gets on the stretch again as he looks up for a pass into the middle. It bobbles around a bit, but the Snipers again back in numbers and making it difficult. The puck comes out, so the Dogs are going to have to clear out for an offside. They're now clear, but the Snipers have got possession of the puck. So Lindsay Nash, Cy Lake, brings it back to Lindsay Nash, who gets between his legs and then puts that up on the boards, and Sam Sweatman can't trap it, but now the Dogs have got it. Schumer looks across to the middle, cut off by Lazaretto. Lazaretto sends it around to Cy Lake. Cy Lake tries to chip it out, but that's cut off by Trevor Leo. We've got a hand pass on the Dogs. It will come out of the Dogs' offensive end into the neutral zone for a face-off. 2:50 to go in the third period, and as we've said many times, Dogs haven't had it their own way convincingly, that's for sure. The Snipers have played a very, very good defensive game to this point.
So far, I think this is the closest anyone's actually come to the Dogs in terms of scores. Just running through the numbers, but I don't think anyone's managed to keep them down below 4 or 5 goals per game, and the Snipers have done that today. So a good strategy for hockey is if you cut down the goals, and you're in with a chance. But here's a big one.
Okay, Alec Koenig, a nice little pass across to Corey Stringer, but he was cut off by Lockie Chincotta and let him know about it in the corner as Vadim Vajasov gives that lovely little European head fake on Liam Webster. And now Corey Stringer's just given Lockie Chincotta's a stick underneath and flung his stick out into the corner. So now he retrieves his stick and then gets the puck and sends it back out again. And now Lucas Subert will settle things down for the Snipers. Looks across to Liam Webster, and he now holds the puck. Nice little pass to Josh Van Down. Josh Van Down throws one up high, wide, and into the netting. And I'd suggest that
going to get 2 minutes for
may come out. No, because not in the defensive end. So it just comes out.
We'll have stop time now, though, with less than 2 goals to go.
Yeah, we just saw in the replay there that Corey Stringer giving Lockie Chincotta, you've got to hold your stick tight, son. And so you don't let that happen. So Burke and Nash into the boards as the puck comes out, and then Lazzarotto gets it out of the zone again. So the Dogs clear out. Troy Robertson with the puck looks across to Vadon Vajasov. He sends it across to Jamie Burke. Jamie Burke is met by Jeff Hu as he gets a stick on it. And now Vajasov gets it, and he'll come back to Ryan Bennett. Bennett over to Troy Robertson. And Troy Robinson goes back to Bennett. Bennett looks to go up the boards, as he does now with Burke. Cut off a little bit by Nash, but now again the Snipers again back in defence. It's really it's a bit of a chess game that the Snipers are playing, and they could be just letting the rest of the teams know how to play against the Dogs to get a victory against them. So. Good battle in the corner. Jamie Burke comes out, picks it up, but again he's swamped by Snipers players as they come out of the zone again. And
Jasov doesn't look very happy there.
No. Sammy Sweatman gave him a little button shove, and he gave a big smile as he skated past him as well. So here we go.
How did that not go in?
Jasov with
Burke.
Great pass to Jamie Burke, and just didn't get a good piece of it at all. So
it was wide open net.
It was there for the taking. But Chincotta looking for the source pass, comes down to Dane Davis, and he has to make the save as now Dane Davis plays the puck out and throws it out towards Jamie Burke's head. Vajasov holds on the puck, and Kahu Joyce gets a shot on right at the end of the game, and that is a 2-0 victory to the CCM Dogs. And although it's 2-0, I mean, as we mentioned many times during the call, the Snipers really did show a way to play against the Dogs and try to defensively keep them out of the game. They just didn't have the scoring power tonight, the Snipers, and but it was a great effort, and that leaves the Dogs undefeated in the league. But that's the closest they've been to a defeat, and the Snipers at this stage will hold on to third place, 1 point ahead of the Mode Inferno. So thanks for joining us for round 6 of the Pro Hockey League at iceHQ in Melbourne. We'll be back next Friday night as we head into the last 3 rounds of the final, the rounds before finals. We'll see you again next week.